This is never supposed to happen.
Oh boy, here we go.
This is my entire house, not just a sailboat, and this next wave could cause it to fill with water and sink.
Holy!
How did I even get into this? This had been my home for the past 2 weeks. As always, I'd been free living around these paradise islands, on anchor, off-grid, rising and falling with the sun each day. But I wasn't alone. Anchored nearby was my buddy Greg on his own sailboat. Each day, we would go out on countless new adventures. It was the best of times. Eventually, our good times here had to come to an end. We both badly needed to sail back to Nassau for supplies. We were all set to leave us one morning, but just as we both fired up our engines, Greg had a problem with his. He asked if I would stay with him another day while he worked on it, so we easily decided not to stress and stay for another day. Just after that, I noticed this pod of dolphins around me, and what happened next, well, I don't really know how to explain this. It seemed like the pod of dolphins were working together to dig into the sand. They seemed to be digging for something, but I don't know what or how they were doing this. If you know anything at all about what they're doing, please put it in the comments below. I'd really like to learn what this behavior means. I ended up watching them for hours, and my optically zoomed drone was perfect for watching them without disturbing them whatsoever. A couple times I tried to swim with them, but they just didn't seem interested in me. And eventually I had to get some lunch, so I gave up this mystery. So let me know if you can solve it for me. The following day, Greg had fixed his motor, and we were all set to charge through this cut and out to the open ocean. Which means motoring through this very narrow and potentially dangerous cut between the two islands. But this cut in particular is notoriously difficult to transit in larger, slower, deeper drafted vessels. In other words, sailboats are tough to get through here. Some days, making this cut can be a walk in the park, but on others, it can be downright treacherous, or altogether impossible. So here are the few variables that make this cut so difficult. First off, the shallow spots. Just getting into this channel to make the cut can cause you to run aground, like Greg did here this one time. He has a 5.5 foot draft, which on this day was more than deep enough to immobilize his sailboat for an entire afternoon in this one spot. But thankfully, my boat's draft is a foot shallower, and I'll wait for high tide before moving. The next challenge to overcome is the ripping tidal current. There's some cuts in the Bahamas known to run faster than 5 knots, which is very scary when you consider that my sailboat has a top peak motoring speed of about 6.5 knots. To pass this, I'll make sure I'm going with the tide and not against it. But even going with the tide can present some extra challenges for the next difficulty to watch out for. That next difficulty? Rocks, or should I say solid bedrock, to both port and starboard. This chokes off the one last section to allow for only the smallest margin of error down to just a few feet. These boat-sinking rocks could be extra damaging if you're going with the current and hit at full speed, or get laid up and pressed against them. And then the last challenge to overcome this cut is if there's any bad weather. This will make all 3 of the previous challenges even more difficult, as well as a driving wind can push your boat around. So to overcome all these, I plan to leave here at high tide, going with the current, on a calm day so I can see the rocks. Super simple. This should mean I have a perfect transit, right? Wrong. Because there's one last variable I didn't even think about: offshore hurricane swell. From more than 1,000 nautical miles away, I would feel the power of Hurricane Earl, a large, long-lived Category 2 hurricane. It had been spinning out in the middle of the Atlantic for days and days, and I was about to see what it could do in this perfect, or should I say imperfect, scenario. This is it. This is our last night here. Just got back from our spear mission. Got my little fishy there I gotta fillet up. It's gonna be tasty. Greg's over here on the island getting some firewood. We're gonna do a last bonfire here. Just a nice way to send off this place. It's cool that we were able to get ready to go today, but you know what, getting to hang out with the Dolphins was awesome, and I was able to do some writing today, which I really enjoyed. I'm working on a new video called Spearfishing is Better Than Being Vegan. Should go over well. Anyway, place really has been great, but I really am ready to get moving. Tomorrow we will motor all the way to Nassau. It's gonna be a mission. We're heading on out of here, and there is some serious wave action going on the outside here. Hope I'm looking at it wrong and it's a little south of where I gotta go through, because there's like legit surfable breaking waves for the first time ever at the entrance. There's been no wind, so this has to be just swell from Hurricane Earl. Man, I kind of wish I had paddleboarded out and surfed this, but now I gotta sail my boat through it. Anyway, I told Greg to throttle down that I would go through first, and yeah, we'll hit it from there. All this current moving out, it is super swelly in here. I mean, that was like the course of like 100 feet. Yeah, they're definitely breaking waves. The current is being thrown out to sea, riding up against the swell coming in from Earl. A little dicier than normal, but take a look at going through this. So weird, it's such a calm day, but there's this huge swell. Look at those monsters. Still works. Oh my god, can't believe I made that. That was a rush, and now it's perfectly flat. That was incredible. It's like I just killed my hot spot. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. I should have closed up more for that. I don't know why I didn't, but now Greg's making his run. Hopefully he's safe. That was crazy. Yeah, we could have just gone around, but now look at this, totally flat water. This is insane.
Look at my cockpit. Everything got absolutely soaked. Oh no, I lost my other glove. Good thing I closed my hatches before I went through that, but look at this, it just barreled through. If I'd had that closed up, would have been so much better. Man, that was gnarly. I've never seen that before. And look at this, completely flat out here. Nothing. I'm still shaking and there's so much salt water inside. Probably broke the hot spot over that, but it was kind of gnarly. It is kind of cool to do. It looks like Greg, I think, just made it through without a problem. Yeah, I think he's past it. Did you just make it through completely between the sets?
At the tank set, yeah, I did dunk my bow once.
Oh no, you dunked your bow once. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's crazy. Look at down below here. This water's still just pouring down. Also, scuppers, when they're faced into it and they submerge, yeah, they fill with water. So this is soaked in salt water. The floors are completely soaked. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was, that could have been prevented if I had turned the scuppers and I had closed up. Lessons learned. Everything is so wet. If I had just had that closed up and turned my scuppers, it would have been like...
In the end, I just needed to spray things off with some fresh water and let them dry. I ended up finding my other glove, and the hotspot wasn't even broken. Nothing really went wrong today. I hope you enjoyed seeing what a near disaster can look like out at sea. But the true purpose of this video is to show you just how wonderful and enjoyable living on a sailboat can be, then interrupted by moments of sheer terror. This lifestyle is a roller coaster ride of extreme highs and extreme lows, where every day is an adventure just waiting to unfold.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Thanks for joining me on this adventure. I hope you feel inspired to begin adventures of your own. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. For an exclusive, in-depth look at this adventure lifestyle and to further support my channel, become a member of my Patreon crew. Link in the description. I'll see you on the next adventure.